Director General of the AFDB, Dr. Abdul Kamara, speaks for the AFDB. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented here. Allow me to stand on existing protocols to say that I am delighted to be here today to join you in this celebration of Nigerians, great Nigerians in the diaspora. I think we've heard from previous speakers some of the wonderful things that are happening out there. The theme of this year's celebration, optimizing formidable diaspora potentials for national development, is a timely one, and it has been recognized. Clearly, diaspora investments, as we've also heard, are important for the development of our continent and Nigeria in particular. At the African Development Bank, we recognize this potential, and we are doing a lot to ensure that we harness it, but that we do so fully. In December 2022, the African Development Bank partnered with Pan-African institutions, the African Union, but also with other institutions, to approve $5 million to ensure that we support processes of diaspora, but more importantly, to de-risk diaspora investments, which was actually a study. Of course, that event also called on the diaspora to actually move forward with some of the attributes that have already been recognized here today. First is to continue to be ambassadors of Africa's development in their countries of residence, proactively promoting financial and investment flows through remittances, diaspora bonds, public-private partnerships, trade, investment promotion, but more importantly, knowledge and technology sharing. But also to be key drivers, to be a driving force for a global Africa, a truly inclusive and integrated Africa beyond geographical borders, an Africa that is central to achieving a global continent that speaks and acts as a unison for Africa's development. And we are also taking this forward at the national level. In Nigeria, for example, we are working very closely with the government to roll out several programs. One of these programs is the Ekiti Knowledge Zone, which is an $80 million investment that is seeking to help this country, to build knowledge zones that will enable the youth and the country, for that matter, to take advantage of fourth industrial revolution, but also to make sure that we benefit fully from the AI and other innovations that are currently out there. Of course, we also have the IDICE, that is investing in digital and creative enterprises, which is a $618 million undertaking. We are doing it with partners such as the Islamic Development Bank, under the leadership of the government, to create innovation centers in more than 100 universities. This will focus very specifically harnessing the potential of the diaspora, in the areas of technology, but also innovation and at the entertainment world. So we expect that by the time these are fully rolled out, the potential that has been spoken of in the past few years, in the past few hours here, will be fully harnessed for the development of this country. Let me just take this opportunity once again to thank you very, very much for giving us the opportunity, but very specifically to thank the Honorable Dr. Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa for giving us this opportunity to be part of this celebration, which we will continue to be part of going forward. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you, DG. Thank you very much, DG. We now welcome the Honorable Minister of Interior. Please welcome Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo for goodwill message. A round of applause for the Honorable Minister. You're welcome, Honorable Minister.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, most distinguished Senator George Akume, CON. Your Excellencies in the House, most especially the Chairman CEO of NITCOM, our own Dr. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, OON. May I please crave your indulgence to rest on already established protocols. Mine is a goodwill message, so I will try not to take your time, because to the best of my knowledge, I'm not here probably as a resource person. I'm just here to give a goodwill. To what we're celebrating today, what we're celebrating today is we're celebrating perseverance. We're celebrating sources. We're celebrating what makes us who we are, what makes us Nigerians, what makes us the most resilient people, the greatest people God has ever created. What makes us the greatest achievers wherever we find ourselves. And what is that? That is the spirit of excellence. The spirit of excellence that distinguishes a Nigerian from any other person anywhere else in the world. When you go to any part of the world, across, may it be in Asia, may it be in the Americas, may it be in Africa, South America, Oceania, anywhere, wherever you go to, you will see Nigerians excelling, Nigerians breaking barriers, Nigerians breaking ceilings, and Nigerians using ceilings as springboard to greatness. That is who we are. That is what we stand for. And that's what makes us tick. And that is why the rest of the world can only aspire to be like us. But there can only be one Nigeria, because this is our land, and the land of greatness, great minds, the land of Nigeria. For us, I want to say this very clearly. We understood the tendency. As a government, the president is here represented, but the simple truth is that we understood that there were certain inhibitors of growth, and this particular government has done one thing. And what is that thing? To remove all the bottlenecks of growth. I'll tell you, because we've been speaking this morning about how much Nigerians in diaspora. I'll give you some little statistics. Last year alone, over $21 billion US in remittances. But we have to also understand that for crude oil last year, the total is $32.91 billion US. And when you look at a country like India, in the last financial year, the diaspora remittance was $135.46 billion. What does that tell you? It tells you that the power of economic emancipation, a lot of this resides within you, beyond your own imagination. And of course, we understand that a lot of people that actually want to invest in Nigeria, a lot of people that are not just interested in financial investment, but even knowledge transfer. But we understood the fact that there's certain issues that needed to be sorted. So I'm saying this because a lot of people here will listen to what people say about Nigeria. Please, my plea to you today is do not judge Nigeria by what you hear. Judge Nigeria by what you see and what you know. That is the truth. It's not about what you hear. The first thing for you to grow, there was need for both fiscal and monetary policy reforms. And you saw what the president did immediately he came on board as president. I'll give you an example. The year before Mr. President came on board, in the year 2020, Nigeria spent 4.39 trillion naira, which is equivalent of about $10 billion on fuel subsidy. $10 billion in year 2022. In year 2022, that same year, Nigeria spent 6.2 trillion on forex subsidy. Forex subsidy. 6.2 trillion. That's equivalent of 15.5 billion US dollars. It means in the year 2022, Nigeria cumulatively spent 25.5 billion US dollars on subsidy. But that's not the most interesting thing. The most interesting thing is that same year, in 2022 budget, guess what? Nigeria had only 4.89 trillion for capital budget. When you do not invest in capital, what happens to your future? Why I'm saying this is, a lot of people will say, oh, Naira is this, fuel is this, but you need to understand the basics and the foundation of some of these things. And do not forget that in 2022, 96.3% of our revenue was spent on debt servicing. 96% on debt servicing. Last year, it reduced to below 50%. So what does this mean? It means that Nigeria is actually working. That is the truth. Leadership is not about quick fixes. Leadership is a hybrid of short-term solutions and long-term solutions. You cannot cure a tumor by virtue of a paracetamol. It is important that the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President came into being. And today, we can see the results. We can see the economic stability of this country. Without all these indices, we wouldn't have had the courage to say, come and invest in Nigeria. The simple truth is, Nigeria has never been ready for investment more than now. We are ready for investment. And Mr. President he's leading from the front and leading the charge to ensure that we have a country where your investments will be safe. For me, my responsibility, I'm not the Minister of Information. I am not the Minister of Finance and Minister of Interior. But within my purview, as my portfolio as Minister of Interior, we can see what has happened within our immigration sector. We can see what has happened in terms of protection of critical assets. I don't want to bore you with a lot of these details, but the simple truth is that this is the era of innovation. This is the era that is solution-driven. And this is the moment that Martin Luther King spoke about in the 60s when he said, I have a dream. The dream of a prosperous Nigeria is finally coming to life. And I'm so happy, our diaspora community, you are an integral part of the fulfillment of this dream. I thank you for trusting Nigeria. Thank you for flying to Nigeria. And thank you for investing in Nigeria. And I assure you, under the leadership of this president, you will never regret your investment. Nigeria loves you. Nigeria cares about you. And this particular administration cares about you. And Mr. President is leading to making sure that Nigeria, that we will be handing over to our children, will be far greater than the one that our parents handed over to us. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. You will agree with me that this is an all-Nigerian Nigerian. Please give the Honorable Minister of Interior another round of applause. Honorable Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, thank you very much, sir. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned earlier that we will have the panel discussion, but that will now come after the President's speech. Permit me now to invite the special guest of honor, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by a very distinguished Nigerian, distinguished Senator, former Governor, Dr. George Akume, Commander of the Order of the Niger, and Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Let's all rise and welcome the special guest of honor with a standing ovation. Please, a round of applause as he approaches the podium. Your Excellency.
Please be seated. Members of the National Assembly here present, the Honorable Minister of Interior, Honorable Tunji Ojo, the Honorable Abike Dabiri, Chief Executive Officer of NIDCOM, Your Excellencies, Nigerians in diaspora, our partners, Royal Highnesses, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, I stand here as a representative of Mr. President, who would have loved to be here himself, but he is engaged in other equally pressing national assignments. So permit me to proceed with his statement to you this evening. It is a great delight to address our over 20 million Nigerians in the diaspora on this auspicious occasion of the celebration of our National Diaspora Day 2025. The National Diaspora Policy 2021 prescribes July 25th annually as a day to celebrate Nigerians in the diaspora by recognizing their contributions to national development and networking them to ministries, departments and agencies of government, state diaspora focal point officers, and civil society organizations in Nigeria. The theme for this year's celebration, optimizing formidable diaspora potentials for national development and growth, is apt given the fact that it tends to consolidate on our previous efforts towards diaspora engagements and our political journey with the aim of strengthening our advancement in policies and programs with our diaspora community across the globe for national development and growth. Let me reiterate again, the government has held our diaspora in high esteem, going by several record-breaking achievements by our diaspora community, and has worked hard in uplifting our engagement with them through the establishment of Nigeria's Diaspora Commission in 2019, the approval and adoption of the National Diaspora Policy in 2021, the creation of NIDCOM flagship programs like National Diaspora Day celebrations, National Diaspora Merit Award, Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, Diaspora Mortgage Scheme, Diaspora Data Mapping Project, Badagry Dole of Return Festival, and many more. The Presidential Diaspora Town Hall meetings have now become a practice to fellowship with the Nigerians in diaspora during all presidential official trips outside Nigeria. I was privileged to participate in the Presidential Diaspora Town Hall meetings in Paris and Canada. I was glad to interact with our diaspora. The vibrancy of those meetings was nostalgic, and we fully look forward to engaging more with our diaspora community at similar meetings in the future. It is also gratifying to note that we have annually, on July 25th, celebrated the achievements of our diaspora, many of whom are ambassadors at large, uplifting the image of Nigeria in their host countries, excelling globally, breaking barriers, and contributing immensely to Nigeria's development through their talents, skills, resources, global exposure, and networks. Last year, 2024, our diaspora home remittances through official channels stood at $20.9 billion, which is over 4 times the value of our foreign direct investment. The Nigerians in the diaspora are also actively investing in our healthcare, agriculture, education, information, communication technology, ICT, housing and real estate, sports, transportation, oil and gas, and other sectors. This, I must say, is commendable and in our enlightened self-interest, as only Nigerians both at home and abroad can develop Nigeria. It is worthy of note that the National Diaspora Day celebration has taken a new dimension owing to the inclusion of the National Diaspora Merit Award by the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, since 2023, to further recognize and celebrate the amazing contributions of our diaspora champions. This initiative will not only serve as a morale booster for the diaspora community, but will also encourage diaspora engagement and participation for national development. I want to use this opportunity to commend the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of NIDCOM, Honorable Dr. B.K. Dabiri Erewa, OON, and the management and staff of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission for your dynamic initiatives, activities, and engagements with diaspora community, especially in the creation of laudable programs for Nigerians in diaspora to invest back home. I believe in the years to come, these programs will yield tremendous impact on our economy by catalyzing our developmental efforts. May I therefore encourage you, our distinguished diasporans, to key into these programs for our mutual benefit. Let me also remind you again that this democratically elected government is a diaspora-friendly one. Our renewed hope foreign policy recognizes the diaspora as the 4th pillar, the 4D agenda, namely democracy, demography, development, and diaspora. We will continue to provide an enabling platform for effective policies for the diaspora with a view to galvanizing your support for this administration and concretizing our democracy, optimizing your potentials, and setting a good example for other African countries to emulate. Let me also state that we will look into the challenges NITCOM has enumerated with a view to ameliorating them, so that we can harvest maximally the benefits of migration through the engagements with our diaspora for national development and growth. I therefore congratulate all Nigerians in the diaspora on this great occasion of your celebrations, and I commend you all on the so many giant strides, groundbreaking innovations, and unprecedented progress made so far in the diaspora. Last but not the least, I congratulate those distinguished personalities who will be honored tomorrow with the National Diaspora Merit Award 2025. With these few remarks, I declare the National Diaspora Day Celebration 2025 open. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. His Excellency will now unveil the Diaspora Home and Abroad Housing Platform.
It's right there, sir, Your Excellency. Right there, sir.
We invite to join His Excellency, the Chairman NITCOM. We invite the Honorable Minister of Interior, very distinguished Honorable Olubumi Tunji Ojo. We invite also the Director Housing, Honorable Abdurrahman Terab. We also invite the representatives of the focal persons to please also come up the podium. We invite First Bank, Sidani Group, please come up as I hand over to Honorable Abdurrahman Terab.
First strike on, okay. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to introduce the NITCOM Home and Abroad Housing Platform. This platform aims to provide secure and affordable home and abroad for members of the diaspora, to enable safe and trustworthy real estate investment for the Nigerians in diaspora, to combat housing fraud and protect diaspora investments in Nigeria, and to channel diaspora resources into national economic growth and development, to empower the diaspora with tangible links and contributions to their homeland. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I at this juncture? Okay. Request representatives of NIDO, if they are here, the Secretary to Nigerian Diaspora Commission, our partners, Sidani Group and First Bank, Crockston. Please, first of all, play the first video, please. Let our distinguished special guest of honor see what this is all about, please.
All details, so you always know exactly who you're dealing with. Every transaction is secured with top-notch encryption, and our real-time analytics provides you with all the details, so you always know exactly who you're dealing with, where your property is, and what's happening every step of the way. With this platform, you have full insight into which properties are available no matter where you are on the globe. Fully equipped with secure payment options to enable safe property purchases, a way for realtors to upload verifiable property documents, a means for buyers to view, approve, and download property images, and so many property options to choose from. This is an initiative